What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? How's everybody doing out there in the Ninja Nation and the universe? This the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas on Scooter Ray, aka Scooter Lou, and I'm joined by a Run Your Miss, and hopefully our third Ninja Cosmic Boss will pop up in here.
Yes.
I think he just sent us a message, but hopefully he'll pop on in here.
Yeah.
Today we are discussing episode 2 of The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Now, in episode 1, we did tease a unique dynamic that could happen. And the dynamic was our beloved Aranya Miss right here. Well, wrong side. No, wrong side.
Wrong
right
side.
here. She's never played the game.
No.
So all of her knowledge of The Last of Us is maybe what we might have said, or and what's on this show. So you never seen any streams or anything?
I have seen a couple of streams.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I followed the story per se.
Okay.
Like I kind of got it, but I it was more stream stuff, like action.
So that's what's going to make this even more unique because once again, she's new to it. So to recap episode 1, how did you feel about everything you saw in episode 1?
Episode 1 was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. I really appreciate the creating the connection between the audience and the characters.
Okay.
Because in my head, I was like, this beautiful little black girl is probably not going to make it. She's probably not going to make it. And I was like, don't get too attached to her.
Okay.
I did kind of freak out with the old lady. Because I was like, oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. I was like, And at first I was like, oh, no, I think she's having a stroke. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yes.
But I thought it was very exciting. It got to the point quickly. Like it wasn't a dragged out, like, what are we doing? It got to the point pretty quick. Like, it's like, here's the education. You got 6 hours and boom, we're here. I'm like, damn. All right. Bet. I like it.
The funny part is, I don't know if you watched the previous video because you didn't want to get spoiled on it, but actually the show drug out a little more than what the game did, because the show gave us more FaceTime with Sarah.
Wow.
Sarah, the way it starts in the game, remember when Sarah wakes up early in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of around in that area. Like you didn't get the whole building up this relationship with Sarah and things like that. Like literally, it was just like Sarah gives the gift, all of that. She wakes up early in the morning, shit's kicking off.
That's dope.
Yeah, so you definitely get a lot more.
I clicked him.
There he go. Like you definitely get a lot more with her and all of that. So like the whole thing with the old lady getting up and all that stuff, all new to the show.
Well, that was, I loved it.
With that being said, how was the emotional gut punch of her dying?
Man, I was like this because I was thinking, of course, she was gonna get ate up, especially when there was that mob of zombies like in the alley. I was like, he gonna drop her or her foot gonna get snagged and the zombies are gonna munch her.
Shout out to James and Puha of Shits and Gigs. He is a father. That was his man. That's a man. That's a father.
Man.
He held that child.
Like, girl, you gotta walk.
He held that child close. He didn't care about weight. He didn't care about. He had her.
He Kratos that baby. He said, "I got you." My daddy would have been like, "Girl, you be all right. You better run."
You would have thought. You would have thought that was a Super Bowl game-winning drive.
Okay.
Who would have made it to the kitchen when he'd have crashed in the pans? I'd have dropped the child like, oh shit, like.
But then nobody closed no doors, and that bothered me because I was like, y'all running from something. I'm trying to close the door to give me a little more time.
Well, funny thing enough, that happens in the game as well. There's a few instances of door closing, but for the most part, ain't nobody closing doors.
I can't understand.
Okay, so to recap more, so how did you feel knowing that 20 years have passed?
First of all, I was counting on my fingers. I was like, how old is this man? Like, I want to know, like, where do we start? Like, how old was he? And now it's like
Joe was like 35, 36.
When it started?
Yeah.
When it started,
he's in his 50s.
Yes, he's in his 50s.
Oh, he old. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And that's why I love when Pedro Pascal did an interview by saying, you won't see me sneaking around because Joel is 55, 56. My knees ain't in like they should be.
Not at all. That's an older gentleman, okay?
And, shout out to Pedro Pascal because he looks amazing. But I think he's like 47. So
yeah, he's up there, yeah.
But
watch your mouth now.
So now, before we get into episode 2, you're a big zombie person. Zombies is one of your genres of horror that you love and appreciate. Yep. How did you feel about Naughty Dog's take on the zombie horror, or the zombie genre, rather?
I love it. Like, first of all, when you talk about the zombie ant that they were talking about in the beginning, mm-hmm. That's like a real thing. That's not like a pretend made up funny thing. And there is a really gross mushroom mm-hmm. that is really, 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 really big. I can't remember how many like miles big it is or whatever, but it is all one. But each little mushroom is like different, which makes me just want to die. Yuck.
Understandable.
But I mean, that's a very plausible thing. So I'm with it. I was like, this. Go on. In the beginning, I'm like, I'm listening for scientific facts. And I was like, go on.
All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen out there, you're still with us, still rocking with us. We're going to roll into episode 2. And once again, it does something the game did not do. The scene in Jakarta was something completely added to the game. I mean, completely added to the show. And it made me fearful all over again.
Right. Like, when she was so scared. They came in there, they pointed at her like, I'm just eating. I'm just eating. What y'all want with me? She in the car huddled up. Like, if I committed a crime, sir. Like, look, asking the questions I would have been asking. Like, what y'all want with me? Like she was just a teacher at a university. And like, you're the foremost, like expert on basically mushrooms, as I looked it up later. And they're like, yeah, they brought her in there about left ankle. She pulled that out the mouth. It started to move. She's like, oh, fuck no, out of here.
This is what I would have amazing Grace. She said she just want to go home and be with her family.
No. The fact that they was like, well, what do you recommend?
Bomb. Like, bomb. The whole city.
Everybody.
Anyone in it. Like, no. Let's get to the part where she said, like, how many of the workers are missing? 14? Oh, it's over then. It's over. It's over. Look, she's like, what do you recommend? There's no cure. You bomb the city. Everybody in it. I would like to go home and be with my family, please. And he was just looking at her like,
because she said her tea down, that's it. That's the end. You thought she was going to come in and say, I can make a cure. She said she ready to go home, go and bomb the city. Oh, no.
You better start listening to these women, whether it's her or Ripley. When they say nuke the site from orbit, nuke it. Do it. Don't hesitate. Just everybody in it. If you still here, play a violin, coach. We go down with the ship. Like, just nuke it. Like,
But
man,
no, but like, I think what made it even more intense because, and I think this is what's making the show so crazy to me is the fact that it's so quiet and everything is so deliberate. Everything is like nothing is out of place, and the fact that this woman laying there, see, even the guy left ankle, like he wasn't trying to have a conversation. He was left ankle. She checks the ankle, checks the mouth. Thing moves. I'm out. And everything is so just deliberate, and everything is so acted to perfection that you halfway think to yourself, could this shit really happen for real? Because we need to figure out some shit now.
right?
Like,
20 years ago. Shit.
Like, we need to figure out some shit now. Like, no, right now.
Right now.
But then, after the whole Jakarta scene, we fast forward to where, they got Ellie in the middle of that. Well, it looks like it's a field, but it's in a building. And they got the gun ready, waiting for her to wake up like, she ain't turned overnight. So I guess she's still good.
And she like this.
Right. She tired of both of them. But like, did y'all catch how the shit spread?
With the bread?
With the bread. And how Joel came that close because he almost ate bread in the first episode? Like, oh goodness. But yeah, she woke up day at the ready. Like, neither one of them slept. I would bet money. Neither one. Like, look, knowing to run you, if she had been there, like while that girl slept, she'd have been taken out.
Let me rewind for a second because I never asked this question. From what you experienced so far, E, could you play this?
No. Nerves bad. And it's mushroom things. And I mean, I have my things, mushroom stuff. And I don't know, them little whisker things in people's mouth makes me want to throw up. Like, it's so disgusting.
And once again, that's new to the show. That was the whole tingle things.
Don't
that
say
was
the
new
word.
to the show. But okay, so we get past the story beats where they're asking her, what are we doing with you? How are you immune to this, that, and the third? And they decide, well, fuck it, I guess we got to continue the mission. Which that was in the game where they was kind of like, I guess you good, but I'm still shoot her just in case.
Right.
Still put that bullet in her just in case. And then we get the beats of them going through different buildings and them going through different streets. All I'm saying is, personally, I'm staying in the QZ. If I'm still alive, I'm staying in the QZ because the way I'm built, I'm not built to be that aerodynamic.
No.
She climbed up there and through that rubble. I'd have got stuck. I'd have panicked. I'd have been screaming. Every one of the things would have came for us.
Here's the thing. If it's the three of us, who gonna go through the small part?
Right.
We gonna have to find a way around.
And then not only that, but when they get to that roof and they see all them things down there, I would immediately be like, "Oh no! Oh shit, my bad."
And now we're
right.
Laying there just in a slither,
just squirming, just in a cuddle puddle. Just,
right, y'all sleep. What y'all doing? Y'all nasty, just moist.
And then, of course, we get to the part of the show where fear came back all over again for the Mrs. And we get to the museum and we start hearing clicking sounds. And in the game, when I got to this part, I was like, what the fuck? Why the fuck? Where the fuck? How the fuck? What is happening?
Right. Well, no, let's rewind that part of the game because the clickers come earlier than the museum in the game.
True.
Like, Aranya, if you saw the first episode, you remember at the end when it was raining, they were at the very end, they were walking towards the buildings. Remember the building that was leaned up against each other?
Mm-hmm.
You have to walk through that multiple floors in the game.
Not gonna make it.
You're introduced to the clickers there, and they tell you you can't fight these. Throw a bottle over here, so it goes over there, and you go the other way. So
because clickers are instant death.
If they grab you, instant death.
The only way you can fight off a clicker is if you have a shield.
Let me tell you something. Okay, I saw those faces. I die anyway. You have a yucky underneath mushroom face. Get away from me. Yuck.
Well, let's talk about the buildup because they got there. They found the blood leading in there.
Yeah.
And there was no blood, but they just saw the mushrooms, like the tendrils, like parading out. They walked in there, and she found Ellie found that fresh body, and they were like, "What could have done that?" And Joel and Tess see it and go, "Oh fuck!" She was like, "You don't think they could? One of them's in here to like." And she's like, "One of what?" Like, "Shh, bitch!
Why are you so goddamn loud?"
All them questions. They're like,
and loud.
Right. Talk about from now on, we are silent, not quiet, silent. There's a difference. Like, and you hear that clicking, and then they heard it from another direction. Nerves.
It kind of like you said. I probably would a nervous fart or something like.
Look, you saw how they were hidden, and all she did was breathe slightly, and that fucker turned to her, was like, "Oh, you's here!" Like,
and to get relentlessly pursued by it. It ain't like it's like stumbling towards you. No, it's coming at you full speed.
Yeah.
And the level of liquid shit.
I'll be back in a moment, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. I watched that whole scene, and all I could think is I would have a trail of liquid shit behind me because there's no way the underside mushroom people are. I'm gonna be okay. I'm not.
No.
I'm grossed out.
Especially the fact that you have to be absolute silent. And they got backpacks and
ground.
they got like backpacks and boots and all these things. I would have bumped into something.
And I'm older, my knees.
Right? Just imagine you trying to squat your knee pop.
Look, You feel the cartilage bend a little bit and it rustles.
And then too, I got plantar fasciitis. No.
Somebody gonna drag their foot a little bit and that's it, bro.
And then, but like just to see them in live action form was terrifying all over again.
Right.
Like
and what came out after, I was so happy to see that they put so much into the practical effects of the makeup. Yes. But it even added when they announced basically that they had the voice actors of the clickers from the game do it for the voices in the show. And it was like, oh man, they are catering to the fans, and I fucking love it.
To even hear that sound, to just imagine you're trying to sneak this and that, and you hear the sound, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Right.
Like, and then if you have encountered it, hearing that sound is going to bring instant dread and instant terror. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, wait, that can't be what I think it is. Everybody.
Liquid shit.
And then the fact that, just to fight them off, like,
is hard.
Like, how many bullets did they put into each of them? And it was only 2.
Right, under mushroom face person, die all fucking ready. Like oh my god,
it was 2, and they had to put bullets.
Right, here's something I thought of before we got started. Like, anybody has seen season 2. If you have not, well, you're late here, so no spoilers anyway. But she is supposed to. They're supposed to take her west so they can figure out a cure. If you're a clicker or any above, and they try to cure you, what the hell happens to your face?
Right.
Because I don't expect it to dry up and fall off, and then just your regular face is under there, like, because it's already split your jaw. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's gross.
Right.
Tongue is a mess.
Yes.
Like,
yes. And then I'm gonna tell you what really would have fucked me up. We survived the battle, right? We survived the battle. Then we walk across a plank.
A plank.
How we gonna get over there?
We walk across a plank. See,
the apocalypse is a fit person's.
Clearly, we fit person's. How we gonna get across a fucking plank?
It's a fit person's game. Because
I looked at that plank and I was like, well, I guess this is where I die.
Right. As soon as I step on it, it's gonna go pop in the middle and I'm gone.
And then I'm a John Wick my way down. I'm gonna hit every rail, awning. I'm gonna plug a dumpster, and I'm just gonna be down there, legs twisted up, and they gonna turn the corner like, "What's all that noise?" Like, "Oh, damn it!"
And you ain't gonna be able to defend yourself at all. They gonna feast on you.
No defense.
Be like, damn, that hurt. Like,
nah.
Y'all gonna be still up there. I'm like, go on without me. That was the plan.
Like, damn, I ain't coming down. Hell, you gonna be screaming, going without me to yourself because we can already left.
Don't, because you make too much noise.
You heard every piece of railing on the way down. We talking about go on without me. We been gone.
So long.
Like we been gone. Trust. We were going. We didn't even see you hit the ground.
Okay. We gotta find a way around now.
The moment you hit two of the rails, it's time to go.
You know it's gonna go boom.
Right.
And then of course to progress it, they get to the Capitol, and you know something is amiss, something is afoot. You know, no sign of human life around. And then of course you know they check the truck and everything, and they see blood trails. I would look at that blood trail and be like, I don't think we need to go in there. Like,
I know blood equals.
Now, this is where something they did differ with the game. Of course, you know, the whole thing with the whole tendrils and the cordyceps, and, you know, they could activate the other cordyceps. Terrifying. They killed that one, and he's like, let me just put my hand in the ground. Let my brothers and sisters know there's some nice little humans here.
And they wake up from the cuddle puddle
like, not only that. Now, just imagine, this is within the same block of time. You just survived clickers. You in this situation. Joel looks out that door. Hey, yo, we got like a minute.
You're right.
It's like, fam, this is way too much excitement.
Right. He'd have said that. I'd still been leaned against that column like, what?
A minute to do what?
A minute to do what? Shit.
You would have been scared me.
It's always this hot. Where's the AC?
The reason why I don't leave the kids sleep.
Yeah.
But in the game, it wasn't the Horde. It was what, Fedra agents, right?
Fedra. They came after you killed the people and escaped. So you were being chased by the military. There was no Horde. Like you got there.
So it was the military that went after you in the game, and it was like, And then, of course, in the process of that conversation, which upon watching this, I was like, wait, it ain't that time already. Of course, you find out Tess was bitten or scratched, attacked, and it was like, damn, that happened that early?
Did she get bit by the clicker?
Yeah.
Here's
well
in the game, it's implied she was bitten by a clicker because she disappears for a little bit.
Yeah.
And like she did in the show. So, but they never tell you straight up.
Yeah, never tell you straight up. You just know that. And same thing in the game, Ellie says, it's like, wait, you're infected. And it was like in the same spot.
Word for word.
Yeah, word for word. Now,
I wasn't sure in the game if, like, you know how if you get bit by and certain things, you get bit by this, it looks different, you know, because the clickers are so gross. I didn't know if the clicker bite and the cuddle puddle bite people were the same. Like,
it's the same.
It's the same.
It's kind of more of a excuse me. It's kind of more of a same thing with a zombie. Once you get bit, once you get scratched, you have a time frame.
Right.
Of course, in the show, or in the game, they don't necessarily. You just don't know.
Right. Like and like what Tess said. Like, you may be immune, but you're not immune to being ripped apart. The game makes that very clear. Though she is immune, they not always looking to just bite you. They are looking to rip you to pieces. Yes. Just like anything beyond a clicker doesn't try to bite you. They just kill. They maul and tear you apart. There's nothing else after the clicker that tries to bite you. So,
and they make very special animations to let you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like just this one comes to mind. Like this.
That's Last of Us 2. But yeah.
Talk about how I would have amazing graced myself if Tentacle Mouth would have tried to touch me.
Now, before we get to that, I love once again with different. So Tess does tell them to go off. But in the show, you know, she dumps the gas, has the grenades everywhere. In the game, she's just like, I'm going to just fend them off with this pistol I got.
Right, because it's military people and they knocking at the door.
Now, look, the first thing I had said to Mrs. Ladybug, I was like, let me get your backpack, though. let me get your backpack and your supplies, because you ain't about to make it 5 minutes later. So let me go ahead and get this off of you quick. You need it. And so, of course, in the game, she sends you off. You go upstairs, and when you go upstairs, you peek over a balcony and see them government agents was not playing.
Right. Look, initially though, when you get to that balcony, you can't immediately see over it till you get to another view, and you just see her in the middle in a pool of blood, and now they're in the area in the building hunting you. So it is, oh man. And like if I remember in the game, it differed slightly where she was like, save who you can save. Because I think Joel just was like, Ellie, get your things, we're leaving. And she left voluntarily
without saying it. She kind of
right. Well, no, Ellie left voluntarily in the game. In the show, Joel had to drag her.
Yeah.
So
Ellie looked like, damn, I appreciate the help, but
right. She was like she complained a little bit. She was like, we can't just leave her, but she still left. In the show, she was like, no, we're not leaving her. She had to be dragged off. So
the thing that I don't understand, and maybe it's just me, I was doing math in my head, and Ellie not 20 years old. So she was born into this world with the zombie people. The mushroom monster.
She is.
She's 14. 13 to 14.
Yeah.
13.
13,
so you need to be a little wiser because you were born into this. It's not like, this just happened and here we are today trying to get used to it. Girl, you was born this way. Come on, bring your ass. Quit playing.
And then let's talk about that scene. The fear I would have that I'm trying to start the lighter and it's like, fam, if we was in any other situation, this thing would have lit in every flick. But this motherfucker ain't flicking. What the hell is happening? My sacrifice is for nothing. What?
Right.
Look, at that point, seeing that they're not attacking me, I'd be like, you know what? I'd have Heisman old buddy with the tendrils, and I'd have grabbed that grenade and just been
Exactly. I would at least grab a grenade. Like,
Ain't no way.
and then of course,
been like,
the show gives us nightmare fuel for days because that one walks up to her, hey girl, heard you got bit like an hour ago. Let me holler at you right quick.
My tendrils with you.
Let me holler at you right quick. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me inundate you to this new world and this new society. And then you see the nightmare fuel of it just going, and it was like, oh hell no.
The nightmare fuel, in essence, was not him actually giving her mouth-to-mouth tendrils. It was actually the fact that everybody was like, oh, and he was like this.
Hey, y'all see that beautiful thing over there?
Look at this fine thing over there. And I saw that would be my future. That would be my future. I'd be like, shit, please don't give me a tendril mouth kiss. Oh my God.
Hey, look at that beautiful thing over there. Y'all just running right past her.
Right.
Up against the wall. Okay, let me go spin a little game right quick. And then finally the lighter work.
Right.
Like she had to get the mouth-to-mouth tendril kiss for the lighter to finally work.
I want my lighter to work immediately. That's why we need to keep up with these lighters that, don't need the fuel to work. You just turn them and they're like, because
you know what I was thinking about when this scene was happening? Calm Skull Island. Old buddy with the two bones.
Oh, he walked out there like, come get me. And that Skull Walker just looked at him like, fam.
And he just tail swipe. It was like, so this was the thing. I know we're on a quick sidebar. When I first watched this movie and I saw that scene and that all transpired, I was like, damn. I'm trying to figure out where that fall in the disrespectful meter. Because old buddy was willing to make the sacrifice.
Right.
But that monster was like, nah, you good. You can blow up that mountain over there. And all I could think to myself was, man, don't make Tess like old buddy. Because she's sitting there really trying
to
light that. And that thing was not light. And then, of course, the episode ends with Ellie and Joe. Well, you see the explosion, which I thought would have been a little bit bigger. Then you see them coming out there even on fire and everything, and they basically going on to the next set piece, and that's where the episode ends. And once again, every time these episodes end, I'm getting sad as if I did not play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sitting there like, oh, wait, I played this. Why am I sad? So now, to give a recap, Orion, how are you feeling about episode 1 and 2 and just the whole lore of everything so far?
What I've learned in episode 1 and 2 is that I will not get attached to anyone.
I mean, honestly,
it's gonna hurt your own feelings.
Funny enough, to give a slight spoiler, they teach you that in 1, but it kind of goes out the window in 2.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes out the window in 2 with the whole getting attached to someone. But I can see that point.
Yeah, because my feelings was hurt. And like I said, I went into it when I saw the pretty little black girl. I said, don't get attached to her. You ain't seen her in none of the previews.
Oh, shout out to Nico Parker, because I found out that is Tandy Newton's daughter.
Tandy Newton's daughter, yep.
Yeah.
Really? Gorgeous kid. Gorgeous kid. And
you know what? You know what? That was some hella foreshadowing. If you really look at it that way, you're right. I ain't see her in these previews.
Nope. I was like, don't get attached to her. Do not do it. Nope.
And then, all right, so how do you feel with the whole? Okay, so looking at the show, how are you feeling of the set pieces, the makeup, everything?
Listen, I want y'all to understand, as a graphic makeup artist, when I first saw the Under the Mushroom Head people, I paused it because I needed to see it. Okay. And I was like, look at them. They are so gross. I love it. I'm with it. Because at first I was like, I hope these zombies are not where I'm like this. Nice contacts, weirdo. You know, like, but when I saw that, I said,
Did
and
you
I
watch
really,
the? Are you watching a little featurette after the episodes?
oh, I didn't see that on the thing. I didn't know it was
Okay,
there.
yeah, on HBO Max. If you watch the whole thing after the credits, they do like little two
Like
minute,
it,
3 minute little
like it's
featurette.
inside the episode. It's like
Yeah,
behind the scenes of each episode.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'll have to go back and watch that because I think I stopped it.
and and that was one of the things that they discussed. They was like, we wanted to make it as game accurate as possible, but at the same time, we didn't want it to be too difficult,
Yeah.
too like overly complicated too. And then I want to say Pedro Pascal was like, nah, fam, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
You know how picky I am about my graphic makeup. And I was looking carefully at the man's wounds that died different. I was
Hmm.
looking at his wounds. I was like, go on, because I'm looking at the area around the bite. Don't make it just look like a simple bite. I'm looking at her scar, Ellie's scar from her bite, like here or whatever.
Hmm.
All right. I was looking at the healing process of Tess's face.
Hmm.
Y'all know I'm real.
No, I mean, no. Once again, and the thing is that it's crazy because it's so 1-to-1 damn near with the game that it really is amazing that we're watching such this adaptation.
Yeah. I think it's nice. I've enjoyed it so far. And I was so glad I caught up quick because I thought I was missing 3 episodes. And then I was like, wait, it's only 2. Yeah.
And then next episode, they tease the introduction of Bill and Frank,
Mm-hmm.
which that was a whole thing in the game. And
Right. Just to give you a little bit of a preview about Bill and Frank, giving no spoilers about them. In the game, when you meet Bill, he's in this little town.
mm-hmm.
Here's the thing though. He has blocked off this town
By himself.
by himself, and he is the only living person in it.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, anybody come in here, I don't know you, you gone. That's it.
Blah.
So, like, I can't wait to see Bill and Frank. Oh man.
I
Oh,
love that. I love that one scene they showed. You think I'm gonna let everybody free? Like it's an Arby's? Well, Arby's is a restaurant, so I still would have had to pay.
right.
But yeah, so Boss Aranya, any final words about what we saw before
I
we
hate.
wrap it up?
Yeah, I hate I have to wait for the next episodes because this would have been over last week.
Right.
Like
Would have been done.
it would have been done.
Ryan, how you feeling? Like, okay, so with this being said, would you go watch the game?
Yeah, like I said, I've seen some gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly like who did it or what. And I started watching it, but then I got kind of busy. Because like I said, I didn't know what the story was too much. And it was a lot of movement, and I was like, I don't understand where they are. And it was like too much. But I would watch some gameplay on this. Like probably a whole day worth of binging watching gameplay.
One more detail before we head out. Orion, how did you feel when they said they just started bombing cities? They was just like, we're gonna just bomb places.
Hey, look, let me tell y'all something. No, I don't want to be the city that's bombed, but I also don't want to be a part of the Mushroom Collective. Okay, so I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be bombing cities too. I'd be like this. No, nuke them. Well, especially
I'm,
certain live there.
I'm right there with you. I understand the bombing cities and I'm for it. I I do not want to be in the path of the bombs, but I also don't want to be a part of the farmers market. So,
Thank you.
like, go ahead, just let me know where they at, and I can migrate elsewhere.
Exactly. So, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
Well,
like, there
you go, good peoples. That was episode 2 of our Last of Us spoiler cast. Join us next week. Hopefully, we can go back to Wednesdays to record. And hopefully, going forward, it will be the 3 of us. Like I said, because we can hear Aranya's point of view from never playing the game, and of course, you got Boss and I. If you enjoyed what you heard and what you seen, give a like, thumbs up, share, comment. Let us know what you think. Let us ninjas use our tendrils to welcome you to the world of the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. Let us use our tendrils.
It's time to go.
Inundate you in our world.
It's time to
go. You can check us out on YouTube for video versions. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple, Google, and any other podcast forms if you just want to hear the audio version. But once again, you won't see the tendrils. You won't see the tendrils if you only listen to the audio.
You're gross.
Join us. Join us.
No, the tendrils don't talk. That's nasty.
Join us. Yeah. But thank y'all. I'm Scooter Lou, Aranya Miss, Cosmic Boss. And until next time, peace.
Peace, everybody.